Heroes of Mount Dragon is a traditional 2.5D beat-em-up with very light RPG elements and a snarky fantasy storyline. That sounds perfect for me, right? I love all of those things. Regrettably, Mount Dragon does each and every one of them poorly. To start with the biggest offender, the core beat-em-up gameplay is seriously shallow. It superficially features a ton of varied enemy types and locations, but most of them are model swaps with the same attributes, and none of them put up a fight. The enemy AI is just too brain dead to encourage critical thought. I was never actively thinking about plays or counterplays, every foe just looked like a hole to punch, like data to enter, and I can't recall a single memorable or meaningful encounter. The game desperately tries to spice things up with character combos and stage hazards, but just mashing attacks seemed to get the job done fine, and I only ever noticed the hazards when the enemies ran right into them. Simply put, the actual game part of the game is trivial and flaccid, even on hard mode. Worse than that though, it's also unbelievably bloated. Each of the 4 acts is a massive trek through a world map, but these several individual stages should have instead been coalesced into a single level. As they are, they lack in visual and enemy variety with awkward start and end points. The narrator himself points out this flaw in the design, even going so far as to mock the lack of visual flair and story structure, but that doesn't make it less a problem. All you've done is draw it even further to mind. Speaking of unwelcome meta-humor, Mount Dragon has, well, mountains of it. Scarcely a scene goes by without some character snarkily referencing modern film media, poking fun at tedious tropes, or mocking the lazy writing outright. And there's nothing deeper here. This isn't satire, it isn't parody, it isn't even particularly playful or good-natured. It's a transparent tool to disguise the lack of substance while ironically making it ever more apparent. The worst of both worlds. It's really difficult to discuss this game because I can't think of much positive to say. Like, sure, the basic premise is compelling, featuring a cast of diverse characters from different cultures, but those cultures don't get any proper exploration, and the central mystery remains unresolved. The single biggest praise I've written down is that I like how all the characters are different colors. That's how low we've gotten. That's where we are. I desperately, dearly wish that Heroes of Mount Dragon were even half the game it set out to be, but it seems fundamentally confused. If it's a game for beat-em-up fans, why is it so bloated, easy, and thoughtless? If it's for fans of fantasy stories, why doesn't it treat its world and characters with any degree of care? It doesn't seem to have accomplished any of its own goals.